If you buy the RSI Galaxy before this video ends, you will get a Carrack, and you will get a Carrack, and you get a Carrack, and you get a Carrack, everybody gets a Carrack. Roll the intro.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
Hello and welcome to another Grumpy's Rehab Facility video. This one is number 69, giggity. So, RSI Day happened and the Galaxy was sold and CIG has earned 3.4 million in a day. That's probably the most money they have earned in a single day since the Kickstarter. And as always, people have been calling for a boycott and it didn't happen. And I told you so because I did tell you so like a couple of months ago when I told you that boycotting is never gonna work, because I have experience on the field with that, because yeah, I'm from Serbia and I was one of the leaders of protests here. It doesn't matter for the video, but I have experience with that. And like, you're either gonna have new blood in the game that are completely inexperienced at that, they don't know that them giving them money or giving CIG money for a concept ship does not mean that that concept ship is gonna be in the game anytime soon, and that like they will be stuck with a JPEG for a long time. And on the other hand, you have the White Knight whales. Just imagine a whale in a White Knight armor, I guess. They are gonna give CIG more money because they think that they're gonna win an argument by supporting CIG even more. And yeah, boycotting just does not work. Now, on the other hand, we as the content creators, we are perceived to be like voices of the community leaders or whatever, or maybe even influencers, but we have just proven that we can't influence shit. And you saw that with like Morphologist, like I don't know if he said anything on his streams, but I saw a post that he had on YouTube and 10,000 people voted, and the post was like he just asked if CIG should make more concept ships or finish the ships that are in concept that are just like in the backlog forever. And 10,000 people voted, and like you can see the answers here, and the majority voted for CIG to finish the ships that are in the backlog before announcing more concept ships. And on the other hand, you had Guns that said, like, he made a video, and he's like one of the leaders of one of the biggest mining orgs, and they have a bunch of shit in their orgs, like in their accounts, and they have spent a lot of money on this game, and he even said that he's not going to be buying the Galaxy. And you had a bunch of YouTubers and Twitch streamers saying that for a week before IAE and during IAE, and still look at what happened. 3.4 million in a single day, 11 million in a week of IAE. And currently, while I'm filming this video, Salty Mike and Morphologist and Zero State and Captain Burks are doing a podcast on this whole thing, and we just proven that we cannot influence CIG in any way. Because one would think that, I don't know, tens of thousands of views that I got, and Salty Mike got, and Morphologist got, and Guns got on the videos where we talked about concept ships and why you shouldn't buy them, etc, etc, etc. One would think that the community would like think for a second and say, yeah, like they are right, not this time, we're not gonna give him money for the Galaxy. And they probably did, but CIG saw those posts and they were like, no, we're gonna get that money, we are going to get that money, just watch us, give him a Carrack as a loaner. So you basically, if you do not know how it works, you get a Galaxy, which is a $380 ship, in as a loaner, because the Galaxy is not in the game yet, and it's not going to be in the game in a while, and we're going to talk about it a bit later. And instead of that ship, because you bought something, you got to get something in return, and you're going to get a loaner ship, which is going to be a Carrack. Now the Carrack is $600, so the Galaxies basically have the price of the Carrack, but you got the Carrack for like $380. $600 instead of 600. Both of them are modular. One of them is flyable. Of course, the Carrack is flyable, and it's not really modular. I mean, it's supposed to be, but it's not. And we already have a bunch of ships like the Carrack and the Caterpillar, etc., that are supposed to be modular, but they're not because, well, John Cruise said a year ago that the guys that were supposed to work on modularity are working on server meshing. I don't know why those guys are the same guys that would like work on server meshing and modularity, because like server meshing, those should be like networking guys, and modularity is game development. I don't know, it doesn't matter. And you can go and watch my previous video where I talked about this, and I show you like a huge clip, but now I'm just gonna show you a short version of it, of him saying that, so you would understand that I'm not lying about this.
So basically it sounds like, you know, it's something we know what's necessary, we know what's involved in making it happen. It's just it requires a pretty sizable chunk of time and resources in order.
Yeah,
to
it's a lot of low-level engineering people, and the people that are best suited to doing it, unfortunately, the people that are looking at server meshing, because they're ironically the people that made the object containers and a lot of the original pipe system code.
So with this, you can see that content creators and the community actually won, because you got a Carrack for $380 as a loaner. But no, I cannot see this as a win at all, because yeah, it's just like less of a loss, I guess, because a bunch of people got the Galaxy for the Carrack, and the Carrack is basically just a spawn point with a bunch of turrets, with some turrets. Now, I want to let this one sink in. You have paid, whoever bought the Galaxy, you have paid $380 for a medbay or a respawn point with a few turrets, and that's it. That's the like extent of what the Carrack can offer to you. And like, is that a win? It's not. Like, not in my book, that is not a win. But like, it is what it is, so whatever. But I want to add one more thing to this. If the RSI Apollo was in the game, which is a respawn point, which is like a small ship with a medical bay where you can respawn, if that was in the game, you wouldn't see this many people buy the RSI Galaxy to get the Carrack loaner. And yeah, it's not in the game probably because they didn't want it in the game or on the progress tracker or anywhere close, because yeah, they can just do this, and this is gonna make more money, because it was in production and then it dropped out a couple of times now, and the last time it dropped out of the progress tracker was this year. So like, it's just predatory marketing tactics, honestly, and that's what it is. Now, everyone and their grandmother is gonna be flying the Carrack in the next patch, and that got me wondering, how much will this affect the in-game economy? Because if you do not remember, in 3.17.1 there was an exploit, and a bunch of us profited, and we spread the money and we spread the love, and a bunch of people got big ships and all of that. So CIG did a wipe on 3.17.2 because that was affecting the in-game economy, because we were testing out and all that shit. And now you're gonna get a Carrack, in the next patch you're gonna get salvage, and we already know that you will be able to salvage your own ships. So you will be able to salvage your own Carrack that you got as a loaner, and you will be able to transport and sell that salvage with that Carrack after you respawn it, and you will be able to make a lot of money. So how much is that going to affect the in-game economy? Because every time we get a wipe, or almost every time we got a wipe, was because of the exploits and all of that. Not like they're not gonna fix the exploits. We have like some reoccurring exploits that are still there. Like the only thing that persists in this game are the bugs and the exploits, and like they're not getting fixed for some reason until somebody like me makes a YouTube video on it and gets called a fucking asshole over and over again in the comments, and then CIG decides to like fix it because everybody's going to be using that. So the question here is, what is CIG thinking? Like, this is completely going to break the in-game economy. It's not, because there is no in-game economy. You're here to test the economy. The economy is not even final. So every time they did a wipe before this was not because it broke the in-game economy. No, it is because they wanted you to buy more ships with real money, and that's it. Now, let's be honest here. We all want Star Citizen to succeed. We all love the game, but the measurement of success is in the gaming industry is not, well, perceived by us, the players, is not how much money you have earned in a single day or a single week. It is like about the audience retention. It is about the feeling that we as a players get. If not, you wouldn't be watching my video right now. You will be watching a video on Pokemon. You will be watching a video on Call of Duty, or you will be watching a video on, and I wrote it down, Honor of Kings, because those games or those franchises have earned much more money than Star Citizen in a decade. Like, they earned maybe 10 million in a day, basically. So if that was a measurement of success in the gaming industry, like, yes, CIG has succeeded, but like, at what cost? Because like, we bought JPEGs that are not going to be in the game like anytime soon. And on the other hand, those games or those franchises that I just mentioned, they offer products that are finished, that are final, and you can buy shit inside of them, and you can spend your money, and like, they can earn a lot of money on a finished product. But Star Citizen is nowhere close to be a finished product. Like, not in this state, and it's not even close to what they have promised, like the vastness of space and vastness of things that you can do in this game. Currently, you only have like 3.5 game loops, and most of them are completely broken. So yeah, like, you cannot really compare those games, because Star Citizen is a game in development, and these games or these franchises offer games that are already released, and they're completely developed already, right? And how many times have you heard a guy or a girl say that they love this game and they wanted their friends to try to play this game, and they made them do it during a free fly, and those friends were excited at first, and then they were completely disappointed. And that's what I'm talking about. And that is the thing that needs to change, and it needs to change fast. We need to see more progress. We need CIG to make a game instead of making a tech demo. We need them to like drop the tier 0 bullshit and like give us, if you're gonna give us tier 0, sure, but give us tier 0 of everything that you're supposed to give us. Like, all the things that you promised, all the things that are in the Kickstarter, from like fucking habs to like I don't know, okay, we're gonna get salvage, but like data running and all of the other things that we're gonna get, like farming, science, engineering, etc, etc, etc. Give us all of that and let it be tier 0, and then develop on top of that. But no, they're gonna give us tier 0 of like the inventory system, tier 0 of this, tier 0 of that, and it's so fucking slow. It's like watching a fucking plant grow, and then like you realize that it's not a rose, it's a fucking weed, and you don't like it anymore. Because most of the tier 0 mechanics that we have in the game, like the inventory, are there for years now. Like the inventory system, we're stuck with it for a year, and like maybe even more than a year now, and it didn't change at all. It's just a tier 0, and yeah, it's fine. Sure, but give us all the tier 0s like in the next year, please, and then like upgrade those to tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s, whatever. But don't give us a tier 0 and then like neglect us for fucking years, and then give us a tier 0 something else, and then like maybe 3 years after that we're gonna rework the inventory system. Fuck that. That is not progress. Give us progress, like tangible fucking progress that we can see, something that we can like hang on to and say like, yes, this is actually the game that we wanted to play, the game that we fucking pledged for, the game that promised everything, and like they're giving it to us. Like, it's slow, yes, it took them fucking 10 years, 11 years, doesn't matter, but like, we can see the progress now, because currently we cannot fucking see the progress. The only progress that we're gonna get is salvage and PES, and like you can move the car boxes. Great. Like, fucking 10 years for that, Jesus fucking Christ. And spare me with the you do not understand game development nonsense. It's bullshit. Honestly, it's bullshit. And I'm getting angry now. And this is why. Because point your finger at a single developer that is selling a product, or like ships or whatever, for a game that is in development, and taking their money and getting their money into another fucking game that we cannot see, that is being developed behind closed doors, and then like they give us like, or they give that community a monthly update of what they have done, and then like, okay, but how much do you have left? Like, when is the game gonna get finished? No when questions. You're gonna get banned off our forums. point your fucking finger at one developer that does that and then tell me that I do not understand game development. Because fuck that. That is just predatory marketing. And thank whoever that I'm not the only one that saw and that said that CIG looked like a fucking car salesman trying to sell you the shittiest car just so they can make some money, and they do not care about you because like that car is gonna break apart as soon as you leave the lot. And like I'm so thankful that I'm not the only one that saw that this time. And the only thing that I wanted to say with this video is that I hope that CIG is going to use that $11 million that they just earned this week or last week, whenever you're watching this video. I hope that they're going to use that money to make Star Citizen and not Squadron 42. I hope that we will see more progress because of that. I hope that that Manchester office that is supposed to hold 1,000 people or like whatever, there's a bunch of like different things that I heard, but if they're gonna get more people to work in their company, I hope those people are going to work on Star Citizen instead of Squadron 42, because we are paying for Star Citizen and not Squadron 42, and we want more progress. But on the other hand, why would they? Because they just showed us that like they don't need any progress, that they don't need to change at all, because they're gonna earn 11 million in a week. And I guess that the community is actually happy, and like most of us are actually just happy with the progress, and that we see the progress, and that there's enough things to do in the game, and that like we're playing the game every day for years and years, and we're like even if we get stuck with all of this that we have right now, well, we can play it for years and years, because yeah, like look, I'm trying to end this one on a positive note, but I just can't. I feel like we failed, we as a community. I actually do feel like we failed. I did not expect the boycott to happen and to succeed. Of course, that's what I said, and I told you so a bunch of times, that like that's not gonna work. But I hoped that people would not buy the Galaxy. And then CIG gave it a loaner, and it was a Carrack, and everybody paid $380 for a respawn point with some turrets, and that's it. And I don't want to bore you anymore, but I have one more thing to show you before I end the video. And this was pointed out to me during a stream, and it was pointed out to me by a community member. Sorry, I forgot the name, and the community Discord is down in the description of the video. But this is the original like funding goals for Star Citizen, and this is 2014. For $65 million, they said enhanced ship modularity. So you have a ship of your dreams, but really wish that it could be customized to suit your needs a bit more than the off-the-shelf models. This new goal, a massive undertaking, is going to be of interest. We're looking to overhaul any suitable ships, including the Cutlass, Avenger, Retaliator, and the Redeemer, to allow many modular components to be available as swap-outs. For example, if you purchased a Redeemer, then using the new system you would have a variety of new modules available to refit the ship, internal and external, to suit your play requirements. If you wanted to make it a bounty hunter ship, you could buy a stasis chamber module for the lower deck, and you would be able to capture and store fugitives to be delivered for their bounties at your leisure. Blah 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 blah, you get the point. Cutlass Blue. You get the point. It is not modular. They sold them separately instead of them being modular. So, I don't know. Concepts. Yay, they're great. Everything is great. The game is perfectly fine. Everything is just working in the game. You can watch my streams. Like, not a single bug, not a single issue. And yeah, more concepts, please, and make them as big as possible. And like, take as long as you have to I don't know, give us those ships, maybe more than 10 years from now. So 20 years for some ships. Great. So yeah. That's the positive note, because yeah, we're not gonna get any younger, and I know some people that are really old, like 65 plus, that are playing this game and that are scared that they're not gonna see that game that like they invested a lot of money into, and that they hope that their kids are gonna actually play because they have invested a lot of money and that's their passion, because this game is a passion project, but it is also a passion of ours, the players. So with that said, thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video. You can support me there, drop a buck or two. Like 100 people with like $1 donation monthly, it's $100 per month, and that's great. I have a lot of expenses that I need to cover just to make these videos, because there are some, like the music, etc. Like you gotta pay on a monthly basis. So if you want to support me, the link is down there. There's also another way to support me, and yes, super chat on YouTube and all of that, but I have made a merch store, and some of you already bought my merch, and I'm so happy. I can't wait for you guys to send me your pictures so I can see you wearing the things that I drew, that I made, because it was just fun, and I wanted to give something back to you. So if you're gonna support me, I think maybe this is the best way, because you're gonna get something in return. If you do not see me making videos like you're getting something in return, maybe buying my merch is the best way, so you can also do that, and also the link is going to be in the description. So again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling to space, and bye.